another bang. All the Mars and cars now, with your bag it up. Light up my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag it up. So, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full span, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Evening. We're back again. Our Boxing Hub. I go by the name of BNG, featuring yours truly, Trey. What's good?
Yo, what's going on, cuz? What you saying? How's your week been?
My week's been good, but listen, there's a lot to talk about this week. A lot.
Cuz we've had a tremendous week of boxing. You know, there's been a lot happening, especially in the boxing week. So we've got a lot of things to discuss throughout the week, but firstly, before we obviously get into the show, just wanted to just say, look, big up our viewers, big up everyone that's subscribing to the show. Massive love. And yeah, we just wanted just to make sure that we deliver, you know, content that's from the heart. But then at the same time, we want to give you guys the platform to speak your mind also. So big up everyone. Big up Saka as well. Saka's always joining. So big up. So, cuz, let's get straight down to it. Obviously, we had the return of the source, Lawrence Okolie. He obviously defended his title yesterday. But, cuz, let's run through the fight. What's your thoughts? What did you think about the performance?
Do you know what? If I'm honest, I expected more and better. But then, on the other hand, it's been a year since he last fought. So, there's clearly ring rust there because already people are saying, you know, Riapol would have knocked him out, etc. But again, you know, Lawrence is with a new coach now, and I understand that, you know, Sugar Hill was also Tyson Fury's coach. But remember, Tyson Fury and Lawrence Okolie are two different people. Do you know what I mean? You know, but I believe, you know, in the next few fights, Lawrence, you know, will improve, and I believe he'll be a knockout artist.
You know what? We have to say this, man. Obviously, big up once again to the team, you know, that's involved. Saka, I'm hearing he's getting 2 goals, so big up. Massive shout out to Saka. I'm hearing he got 2 goals, so big up. But yeah, cuz Lawrence Okolie, in my opinion, I can't even lie to you, bro. He, like you saw, it was a bit of ring rust, but then at the same time, he did fight an undefeated fighter. He fought a guy that wanted to stay on his feet, and you know, he wanted to put on the show. He obviously didn't do enough to win the fight, but then at the same time, Okolie's also just joined, you know, Sugar Hill as well. They've just, it takes more than one fight to fully adjust to the method. So, cuz, do you think moving forward, Okolie has anything to worry about, or do you just think it's just...
No, not at all. No, nothing at all. I mean, look, you know, he's just joined Boxer. He's still a champion, never lost. If anything, he's just going to be improving, you know, each fight. So I believe, you know, he will have a unification clash with, you know, he's the world light heavyweight champion. The world cruiserweight champion. But I believe, you know, I believe he can clear the division. But the fight that everybody wants to see is Lawrence Okolie and Richard Riapol. That fight, I can't see that fight happening now. I can see it perhaps happening end of the year, because like I said, you know, Riapol has been more active than Lawrence. You know, so Lawrence, he needs a few more fights, and it would be nice if Riapol can win a belt and then perhaps get it on.
You know what? I agree with you completely. I think that if that fight happens, I think it would be great for the country, and we need to see the best fighting the best as well, and especially the hungry ones as well. They need an opportunity to win, you know, a title. We've got Palamos, obviously big up. He's saying Richard KO for yo. I think that's crazy, but it's possible. You know, anything can happen in boxing, as you know. I still believe in the source. Obviously, I'm from East London, and I'm always going to support the source. Hackney. So big up. No, big up. Always.
You know what?
Okolie.
from South London, so I'm gonna have to big up, Riakpo. Do you know what I mean? But at
Oh,
the end of the day,
that's why the fight needs to happen.
it's
It
healthy
needs to
competition. Do you know what I mean? So
Wembley, neutral ground or Wembley, I would say neutral ground, Wembley.
I think for Riakpo and the Okolie, O2 Arena just makes sense.
But that's South London, though, isn't it?
It don't matter, It does. 20,000.
Why not do Manchester?
Yeah, but think about it. Yeah, but think about it. They're both from London.
Nah, they're both from London, but Riakpo, come on, man. You know he's from South London.
But it just makes sense. Exactly. Thank you, Tony.
He's right. So, massive credit anyway, man. I think regardless, the fight sells itself, and I think it will be a good contest between two hungry people, man. So, you know what, cuz I was just thinking, if let's say you're Ben Shalom in this situation, you got, seen this fight, what fight are you having next for Okolie?
Like I said, if I was Ben Shalom, I'd give him a few more warm-up fights and then throw him at the deep end, hopefully end of the year. That's what I'll do. I think that's the safest way. But then again, look, Okolie's a champion in it, so the decision's actually his.
Look, Okolie's the A side. Look,
the source.
The source, he's the champ. Of course. Mike Daly, obviously, big up. Palamos Music, our favorite. Riakpo, probably. Okolie is a song long, though. So, but look, I think regardless, anyway, the fight is going to be a good one. So, look, I'm excited about it, man. But, let's move on swiftly to Fury, Usyk. What happened? What was the situation? How would you describe, like, in one word, how would you describe that whole saga?
I'm lost for words. Do you know what? It's just stupid. That's how I say it. It's just plain stupid. This is my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it was 70-30 split, right? So Fury gets 70 and Usyk gets 30, right? And then my understanding that Usyk saying, he wants a rematch clause because, to be fair, like, he's taking 30% and he holds more of the belts. So what he's saying is, like, if I beat you on a rematch clause, I want 50%, which will be again 70-30. Yeah. And Fury refuses. And I think Usyk's side is thinking, you know what, forget it. Now, I just find this whole thing just silly. Because think about it now, they've both taken L's. Because now Daniel Dubois is going to be fighting Usyk, right? And Fury could potentially be fighting Joe Joyce if he beats Zhang. And if Fury fights Joe Joyce, he's taking an L anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it just doesn't make no sense. Either, if he's not match ready, just say you're not match ready yet. Do you know what I mean? There's no issue. There's no issue. But it's just, it's frustrating because, look, it's been over 20 years. 20 years. Do you know what I mean? 20 years. If this doesn't happen, what's the point? This is why people are annoyed with boxing and moving over to UFC. Because think about it. Think about it. Eddie Hearn, Eddie, you gotta love Eddie. Eddie said, all right, cool. If the fight ain't happening, that's calm. If AJ beats Franklin, AJ can fight Fury in summer. Usyk can fight Wilder, and then winner takes all. That would be amazing. Think about it. Deep it. That would be amazing. But that's not gonna happen. And not even that, not even that. I feel it for the undercard. Imagine the people who are ready to perform on the 29th of April. Now it's been cancelled. All the preparation, all the money they've spent. Do you know what I mean? It's I just think it's just unfair. It comes down to greed, man. It really comes down to greed.
Yeah, you know what? It's greed. It's also the promoters. That Sugar Hill wasn't even training Fury. It's just, it's a lot of there's a lot of politics in boxing from the men's game anyway, man. That's why, once again, you got to give respect to the women because they're making these fights happen. They're even making undisputed versus undisputed. We're struggling to, make that one undisputed champion for, arguably the the biggest division in boxing, the heavyweight division. We need one face, we need one champion, we need one person holding that title or those titles, let's say. So yeah, I'm hoping at some point we could see fight happen at the end of the year. I think it's just dragging. It's just dragging.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's dragging because I think they want the fight originally to happen in Saudi, in Southeast, because they've got the money. But it's just because just think about it. Daniel Dubois, do you give him a chance of beating Usyk?
No. You know what? It's not saying it in a way that dismissing him. Look, Daniel Dubois, he deserves to be in a position where he's at right now. But I'm just thinking in terms of the levels, I think Usyk is above there, man. Do you know what I mean? He's top 2 with Fury. That's why this fight needs to happen, so that if whoever decides to, be champion or vacate the belts, so it could spread out, the titles, so that, the rest of the guys could also become champion. Because if you think about it, when there is an undisputed champion, because we've got a similar situation with Canelo, and we'll discuss that a bit later, but when there's one champion and they're sort of defending their title and they're not really, giving other people the opportunity to, fight for those titles, it just makes things a bit complicated. So I just think let's do the fights. Let's make it happen. I think Usyk and Fury will happen at the end of the year. We can probably squeeze in a mandatory. I think Joe Joyce and Usyk would be a good fight.
Yeah, but the thing is, something tells me it might never be Usyk and Fury end of the year. Anything can happen. Anything can happen because, look, going back to what Eddie Hearn was saying, he wants AJ to become 3 times world heavyweight champion, right?
Yeah.
This is the route I can see AJ taking. I can see him, if he beats Franklin, and then he can then challenge, potentially fight Baby Miller. If not Baby Miller, then Herkovich, because Herkovich is next in line for, I believe, is it the IBO?
Yeah,
he's managed for the IBO.
Yeah.
If he fights AJ beats him, then technically AJ's next in line for a world title shot. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if I can see that the Usyk and Fury happen at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's a bit of a frustrating one.
Because whoever's mandatory could potentially, I'm not saying he will, anything's possible, it's boxing, but could potentially beat the current champion. Joe Joyce could beat Fury, or Fury might even retire and vacate the belt. Do you know what I mean? So it's crazy, man. It's crazy because I think if Fury was to retire and vacate the belt, I think it's going to probably be Wilder and Ruiz will probably fight for that belt.
100%. 100%. And I think
I personally,
WBC as well.
I personally prefer Usyk to fight Wilder.
Wilder's next?
Usyk. Yeah.
Let's have it. Saudi Arabia.
Who do you think will win that fight?
You know what, cuz that's one of the most difficult questions to ask, because I like both fighters, like in terms of what they bring out the ring and in the ring. Wilder, you got to give him massive respect for the trilogy that he gave to us fans. He gave us 3 top fights against Fury. And
that is true. That is true. Remember Douglas when he fought Mike Tyson? Nobody gave him a chance. Nobody gave him a chance. That's why I always say that, look, anything's possible in boxing, do you know what I mean? But on papers, it says different. But it'll be interesting to see. But I'm just annoyed, man. Do you know what? Baby Miller, honestly, Baby Miller, look, he's back, yeah. I've said this so many times, I can't stress it. Eddie Hearn, run back the fight, Madison Square Garden, Baby Miller, and Anthony Joshua, right? Make it happen. That's a fight, yeah. Everyone will tune in to watch.
I will tune in.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I know he's done what he needed to do. He's come off his ban, he's clean now. What in the red tear. Forget the past. Let's move on. Let's just make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's do it for the fans. Do it for the zone. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Make it happen. If not, then I would like to see Miller and Dillian White.
Mm.
You know?
You know what? Cuz you're 100% right, man. And for me, if he's Eddie, like if you just put on your promoter's hat on, if you're Eddie Hearn in that situation, unfinished business, Madison Square Garden, like sell tickets.
Of
Definitely.
course, they'll sell tickets, but then again, as a promoter, you know, he's annoyed. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously he spent a lot of money, you know, for that event, and then it never happened. And then the replacement was Andy Ruiz, and then he just shot the world.
It's all in the past, man. That's all in the past.
Yeah, I know, but you know, sometimes promoters, you know, they've got feelings too. But do you know what I mean? But like I'm saying, like, look, you can ask the boxing fans. People are tuning in now. Yeah, should AJ fight Miller next if he beats Franklin? Yes or no?
I think so, man. Definitely. I definitely think so, for sure. But what does everyone think? What does everyone think?
I like I said, that fight needs to happen next, because at the moment, Fury's tied up with Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is tied up with Zhang. Daniel Dubois is tied up because he's fighting Usyk. Dillian White, it could potentially happen, but I don't think it's gonna be happening next. Oh no.
No.
No. That's one no so far. That's one no.
Brother? What are you saying?
You know, so
yeah.
I believe it should happen. If not, then Miller and Dylan should fight each other here in the UK.
Run that. I will definitely.
Because at the end of the day, Miller, see, I've got one yes. So we're drawing so far. So far,
big up.
Miller hasn't taken an L yet. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, you know, Joshua and Dylan, they've taken an L. Or L's, sorry.
Yeah, I think Miller deserves, you know, to get that fight with AJ now, man. It's I think it makes sense.
I would like to see Miller and Wilder.
Even that would be big as well. Madison Square Garden, Brooklyn, even Brooklyn, New York. But cuz, look, let's get down to the main event. This is what I've been excited for. We've had to do this build up specifically because, in my opinion, but you know, Palamas is obviously saying Joshua versus Wilder next.
That would be nice. Joshua versus Wilder next, but I can't really see it happening next. If I'm honest with you, that's just the reality. Because remember, Wilder's made it clear. He said, "Look, you can be perfect for the whole 12 round. I just need a second, and it's lights out." Do you know what I mean? You know, I can see Wilder and Joshua, if not end of the year, maybe early next year. Remember, Joshua's got a new trainer. You know, England throw him straight into the deep end. Even though I know someone say he's a former champion, he should. Yeah, he should, but
no, 100%. 100%. Wilder can knock you out in 12, yep.
I believe Usyk will beat Wilder
to beat Usyk
on points. On points, definitely, totally agree. But I believe if Wilder lands, bro, Usyk's going to sleep, bro. He's going to sleep.
Definitely. You know what, cuz I even got interrupted whilst doing this one, but main event, Benavidez, Mexican Monster versus Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. Cuz, how'd you round up that event? How'd you round up that fight?
Benavidez is hungry. Gotta salute both mans. I rate Plant, but Benavidez is hungry. He was the hunter. He was hunting him down yesterday. He was on it. Literally, from round 1 and 4, I'll probably give it to Plant. But from onwards, I see Plant. The gas tank was going. The gas tank was going. And he was landing. The gas tank was going. I'm telling you now, like, I understand Benavidez and Canelo, it's going to be electrifying. That fight has to happen. I don't understand why Canelo wouldn't want to fight him if he's mandatory. It just doesn't make no sense. Because think about it, right? Canelo, right, let's just say, right, let's just say Canelo beats John Ryder, yeah. All right. Now he's got an option to have a fight Bivol or Benavidez. Personally, I'll fight Benavidez because obviously he's in the same division as you. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I honestly think, right? I think he could probably beat Canelo. I think he's a guy to beat Canelo. I honestly think he's a guy to beat Canelo. Yes. Yeah.
You know what? Like, cause just thinking about the fight and like how it went yesterday, you got to give Benavidez massive credit because yes, he didn't knock out Caleb Plant in this situation, but what he did is he showed movement. He showed, cutting the rings down, to stop Caleb from doing certain movements as well. So the way he was cutting the rings, the way he was breaking him down slowly, he didn't even have the best of starts. You can say the first half of the fight,
Slow start.
he was adjusting. It was like sort of figuring out what his motion is, and he took quite a few of the big shots in the first half of the fights. And then as the time was going through, you saw from like the 10th round onwards, it was just a different trajectory. Like it was just different levels, stepped it up. And this is his first big fight as well. So you got to give him respect and credit for the way he just stepped up in this situation, man. So that's a shout out and big up. He's just big up Benavidez, man.
He's just beaten a former, champion, world champion. So you have to give him credit. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys now, yeah. He's gonna give Canelo problems. He's going to give Canelo problems. The only way for him to beat Canelo. Well, no, I think he beats Canelo. I think he beats Canelo.
I think he beats Canelo.
Yeah, because
he definitely beats Canelo.
Right, okay. this is how I see it. Yeah? I can't see Canelo trading with Benavidez. I can't see it. He's gonna probably have to move around, whatnot. I can't see him getting in the middle trading with him. I can't see it.
You know what? They're both quite. I reckon. Something could go down. So it's tough. It's tough, Cosman. So I definitely feel that he's hungry. He's ready, and he's definitely determined. And I think he's going to get the job done. I think Benavidez. I'm going to say here live on air, man. I think Benavidez beats Canelo if that fight happens. I think he beats Canelo. Honestly, I think he's the man to become undisputed if that fight happens.
Why would Canelo avoid him?
Honestly, knowing how Canelo is, I don't know him personally per se, but from what we see in the outside, I think Canelo's not scared of this fight. Right. But then at the same time, he's not had the option and the pressure to make it happen like now. Like now it's a must. He's ready, fought Caleb Plant, he's become undisputed, he cleared out the division, he's obviously collected all the belts. The next man in the biggest day in September, come on. It has to be Benavidez. Like Cinco de Mayo, 2 Mexicans battling it out. Come on. I think that needs to happen. Risk versus rewards, obviously. Yeah. Come on. These are the fights that we need to see happening more often. And I think Canelo's team, and I think the representatives, the people that's in the back end dealing with this fight, I think right now the pressure's on. I think the fight needs to happen, especially if Canelo, wins against Ryder. Look, we're not completely writing off Ryder. Ryder can, become champion. He can become undisputed. He can do something that, a lot of people haven't been able to do other than, Mayweather. Because I think...
I like Saka's point, Sorry. It's true. Obviously, Canelo knocked out Plant. Benavidez didn't. That's true. I agree with you. But something just tells me now, do you know what? talk is cheap, innit? Let's just wait. Let the fight happen. I believe Benavidez will beat Canelo. He could potentially be the first. He could probably be the first Mexican who knocks him out.
Boom. You said it. We've said it live on air, cuz. We've said it live on air. I agree with you. I think if Benavidez, the Mexican monster, if Canelo obviously beats Ryder, defends his title, and they announce that fight in Cinco de Mayo weekend, cuz Benavidez will become undisputed champion. I think he's got it in the locker. I think he showed last night that, in a major event, that he's able to, put in a good performance and get the job done. And that's what he did in the end. He got the job done. And it was a very tough fight. Like, a lot of people need to realize, cuz, that, yes, Canelo knocked out Plant, but Canelo fought Plant that was obviously undefeated at the time, but he didn't experience a loss. When you've experienced a loss, you're a bit more experienced. And I think he went through a few fights, Darrell knocking him out. That was good momentum. And this fight was, a lot of people need to understand that this fight was personal. This is 5 years rivalry, and them men say it in the ring, got it done. And look, they're brethren now, if anything, man. It's just respect for two warriors. Big up.
Boy, it's a big one next week, Saturday. The return.
Your boy is back.
The return.
AJ.
The return.
Return of the Mac. You should come out to that.
What?
Return of the Mac.
The return.
Yeah, let's see what he does.
He basically he has to do what Dylan White didn't do. So he has to knock my man out. He has to.
But I don't want it. You know what? Because you're right.
No pressure. I don't
want him to go in the fight and think, knock. I just want him to just, Derek James is gonna have a tremendous game plan for him. I just want him to execute. But I don't want him to do what other fighters normally do when they get a new coach, which is try out all the things that they learn, and it's not gonna happen overnight. After 5 fights, we said it off air, 5 fights with your coach around that sort of time, you proper get used to executing certain plans and just get in sync as well, because it's about chemistry at the end of the day. Your coaches are your eyes off the ring, so whatever they're guiding you, whatever they're saying, boom, plus instinct, and there you go.
Yeah.
So
like I said, man, he has to 6th round. It can't go 12th round. It can't, man. It can't go 12th round and it's sluggish. Nah, it can't, man. So may the best man win, but he has to do the job.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, massive shout out to, everyone that's involved in this fight, like Eddie Hearn, The Zone. Like, I'm definitely going to tune in and watch the fight, of course. And look, for those that are following me on the socials as well, there's definitely going to be opportunities for hospitality packages as well at the O2 for that fight. So, guys, stay in tune with what's going on how you could do it as well, man. But cuz you're predicting round 6, what, stoppage or knockout? What are you saying for your boy?
Either way, stoppage or knockout. Ref might have to jump in, or his corner might have to stop it. And yeah. Oh, also, sorry to change the subject.
Yeah.
Smith and
Eubank,
your boy Special K.
Kel Brook.
Yeah. They could be in talks. I don't really. I'm not too sure about that one.
Wait, so in talks, what, for potential fight between them?
It could be. It's just rumors, but I just don't really.
Before the Eubank fight, or
the Eubank fight, nothing's been confirmed yet.
Oh, right.
Nothing's been confirmed yet. So I don't know, but I would rather Special K and Conor Ben.
Yeah. You know what? I don't want to see Special K back in the ring. If I'm honest with you, cuz Like,
Yeah.
I would rather want him back, like with exhibitions, cuz if I'm honest
Oh,
with you.
come on, man. Come on.
Come on, cuz. Bro. Like, for me, like, honestly, like,
He said Brooks in fight.
quite
He's told to fight everyone.
look, honestly, cuz for me, I
Mm.
think he's, you know, the fight against Amir Khan, that was the fight, man. Just boom, ending the high. That's it, man. I understand, like, a fighter needs, you know, a drive, and you know, they need to you know, have that why for what they're doing. But look, you can probably get involved in a different way, maybe coach, you know, trainer. Who knows, man? But who knows, man? Who knows, man? But what do you think? Ben is the fight that he needs next?
It'll be nice to see him and Ben. Yeah, why not?
What about you, Ben? Ben, what do you think, man?
Well, the thing is, you back and Ben, there'll be a big fight here, and it'll be better if it was here in the UK. If they've done it abroad, it just doesn't make no sense. But you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Look, guys, obviously we're coming up to the end of the show. Look, thank you everyone for, you know, viewing into our show. Really appreciate it. Keep liking, keep subscribing to the channel, cause I want you to just, you know, how are you gonna wrap this up properly?
Yeah,
like, I want
I
you
just
to do it in the way that you do.
No, well, first of all, I want to say, you know, thank you for tuning in, and let us know who you want to be featured on the pod. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Have a productive week. We shall see you again on Wednesday. Yep. Take care. Oh, and also we've got another new show that will be coming on Thursday. Stay tuned. We're out.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. Light up my scars with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag, so it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one.